Mr. Van Epps, do you yield?
Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Gentleman yields. I now recognize gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Evans, for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to the ranking member, of course, for this important conversation today. Thank you for the witnesses for taking your time to come and speak to us about these things. And first, I just want to commend everyone that's working in the Department of Homeland Security, in law enforcement and border security, for all of the work that you've done to keep our country safe, keep our states safe, keep our communities safe. I spent 10 years as a police officer in the Denver metro area. I was in the U.S. Army and the Colorado Army National Guard for 12 years, to include a combat deployment overseas to the Middle East as part of the global war on terror. And those experiences, coupled with what's happening in Colorado, have shown me how critically important this hearing is on global threats and things that are happening around the country and around the world, because we know the numbers. We know that every 15 days under the previous administration, more Americans lost their lives due to drugs, with most of that being fentanyl, than were killed in the entirety of the September 11th terrorist attacks. Somewhere around 400,000 Americans died under the previous administration as a result of the poison that's coming into our communities from these cartels, these organized criminals, these foreign terrorist organizations, and again, killing more people than Al-Qaeda could have ever dreamed of killing on American soil. And I saw it as a cop, I saw it as a soldier, and so I'm incredibly thankful for all of the work that's been done to secure our border and to crush these cartels, these criminals, these terrorist organizations. And somehow it sounds like there's been a lot of conversations and a lot of posters about names of folks from my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. As cops, we all know this. We have what we call in cop slang the Book of the Dead, all of the bad things that you see as a cop. And so I don't have a poster up here because I don't want to traumatize the public with the things that I had to see and that my brothers and sisters had to see during my 10 years in law enforcement. But it's the names and faces of some of those 400,000 Americans who died as a result of this poison coming into our community, peddled by cartels and drug dealers and traffickers. And it's names. One of my constituents that was with me here on Capitol Hill earlier this year, Liz Hardy, lost a daughter. Brooke Hardy, to fentanyl. And so I'm going to say those names. And I'm going to remind folks that there are 400,000 other names out there of people who were killed by terrorists peddling this poison in our community. In Colorado, since 2020, Colorado has lost over 7,000 lives. At times, Colorado has had the second highest overdose rate of teenagers in the country. And so I am absolutely thrilled that we've been able to work together to secure the border and to go target these worst of the worst individuals here. And so to Director Kent, can you just talk about how cartels are adapting their drug and human trafficking methods in response to the new border security and the new focus and emphasis on getting these people out of our community? And what sort of resources do you need from Congress to continue disrupting? We all know action, reaction. We do something to keep Americans safe. The cartels react to that. What sort of things do you need from Congress so that we can continue to stay one step ahead and not have another 400,000 dead Americans?
It's a great question. Because President Trump and Secretary Noem decisively secured the border, a lot of the fentanyl smuggling and drug smuggling is moving to the maritime environment on both coasts, whether that's in the Gulf of America, the Caribbean, or in the Pacific. So we're going to need a good deal more ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance platforms to cover that big and broad space so we can pick up these drug boats and take them off the battlefield.
Thank you so much for that. So in addition to being a cop and a soldier for a combined 22 years, I am the only Latino from the Colorado delegation here in Washington, D.C., my district, 40% Hispanic. And so I am a little bit disappointed that the secretary left early because I wanted to make it clear that my Hispanic community also supports getting these drug dealers, these criminals out of our community because the Hispanic community suffers as well. But I also wanted to talk about, as we used to say in the military and law enforcement, you got to play the hand you're dealt, not the hand you wish you had. And the hand we're dealt right now is somewhere between 35 and 42% of the agriculture workforce in the United States are folks who are not here legally. And so as we're having this conversation around border security and deportations, I just wanted to have a little bit further exploration around how do we make sure that we protect our national security, because we know that national security starts with food security. If we can't eat, we can't do any of the other things that we're talking about here today. And so continuing that conversation around how we strike that appropriate balance to make sure that we are supporting our farmers and so many other industries with some of those numbers that I've mentioned. So I can see that my time has expired. Yield back to the chairman.
Gentleman yields back, and I appreciate the members for being here. I now want to entertain any of those